And we are live. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Wow, this is so exciting. I get to do this finally, right? This has been on my mind like a loaded gun, for the last year or two. Okay. Welcome, everybody, wherever you are in the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is William Awana, and it is a pleasure to bring to you at last the Becoming series. Now, why are we here? The vision and the purpose of the Becoming series was really to explore the deep truths and the principles that will help you become all you were meant to be. Now, why is that important? Because the world, as we see it, has issues. I'm sure we all know that. The world has issues. But if there's anything that we can do in our lives right now, it is to ensure that we play our part in becoming who we are or who we're meant to be and have an impact on the world. Michelle Obama, in her book Becoming, has this really great quote that I'd like to say to you. She said, it was a question: do we settle for the world as it is, or do we work for the world as it should be? And that, in essence, is what we're all about. Not settling for the world as it is or ourselves as we appear to be, but working to become all we are meant to be and making the world a better place. That is the essence of becoming. And it's such a pleasure to be able to present this to you. This has been on my heart for a while now. I've been thinking about it, I've been talking about it, and finally, I get to do it. So here we go. This is the very first episode for all of you who happen to be here or who will be joining us subsequently. Note that today, September 26th, was the very first episode of the Becoming series. And like I said, we're here to explore the deep truths and the principles that will help us become. Now, what is becoming all about? For me, it is the essence of who we are. The essence of who we are. That is simply it. But the thing about it is, a lot of us are living below our potential or below our potentialities, right? We talk about being able to live a first class life. We're talking about looking at all the other people who have money, who have power, who have fame, who have impact, who have influence. And we admire them or we envy them. And we're saying to ourselves, how come that's not me? How come I'm not able to have the impact that this person is having? How come I'm not able to have the money that this person is having? How come I'm not able to influence people or influence lives or make a dent in the world like so and so person is doing? Now, there's a clue in what you're feeling. Do you know what it is? The clue is that you are admiring them or envying them because deep down inside of you, you know that you are meant for much more than you are living. You are meant for much more than you are currently displaying to the world. That is why you are admiring them. You only admire those or you admire things that you relate to deep down. It's like champions. It's like watching a sporting game of champions, right? Who do we root for? Or who are we immediately attracted to? We're attracted to the champions, whether it's a boxing match, whether it's athletics. We're always attracted to the guy who won, right? We're not really interested in the losers. At best, we're all about, oh, the guy lost. Oh, sorry. But we're always zooming in on the people who made it because deep down, that is how we are wired. That is how we are meant to be. We're all meant to be winners. And therefore, when we see champions becoming champions, when we see winners going to the top, immediately our hearts begin to pound and we begin to feel that, ooh, I wish I were he, I wish I were she, or whatever it is, because we relate to champions, we relate to winners, we relate to those who have done things that we say are great, because that is really and truly what we are deep inside. We are meant to be champions. Now, why is this? Now, if you sort of examine the deep needs of the human heart, when you strip away all the things that we put on the surface, our makeup, or the fancy things, or the fancy titles, or all the things that just surround us, all the cosmetic stuff. When you strip all that away and you dig deep into the human heart and the human psyche, you discover that each of us have certain needs, deep needs that we don't necessarily talk about, even to ourselves. It needs that we may not even readily recognize, but these needs are there. Let me tell you some of them. We have the need of a sense of purpose. A sense of purpose. What does that mean? It means that in each and every one of us, in each of our hearts, there is a sense that we are here to do something significant. We are here to do something significant. It is the question of why, right? It is a why question, because purpose is all about why, right? If you read, or if you've read Simon Sinek's book, right, Start With Why. That book is dealing with the question of purpose. Why? Why am I here? When I was a kid, sometimes I just have this feeling, creep upon me, and I'll be like, I'll be looking in the mirror, and I'll be looking at my face, and I'm like, dude, why are you even here? Why are you here? What are you supposed to be doing? This was a question that has always bugged me, deep down. I couldn't really explain it to myself. I couldn't even really explain it to my parents or my siblings, but it was always a question that bothered me. And I think it was there for a reason. It is not a question that is unique to me or unique to a few people. It is a question that actually bothers each and every one of us. It is a question of the human heart. Why am I here? Why am I existing? Why am I in the place that I was born in? Why am I in the family that I was born to? Why am I living in the country that I'm living in? Why am I doing the things that I am doing? Why is my brain wired to do the things that it's thinking about? Why? It is a question of purpose. Purpose is the question that dictates to you that there is much more to life than this. A second need is a question, or the need of the sense of meaning, which is related to purpose, really, because it says, what is the meaning to life? What is the meaning to life? What does this even mean? What does this whole thing mean? Are we just here to eat and to breathe oxygen, and then after a while expire? Is that all there is to life? What is the meaning of life? And this is a question that has bothered human beings throughout human history. Philosophers have philosophized about it, thinkers have thought about it, poets have written, wars have been fought, you know, peace has been won. Things have been going on and on and on, and we're all talking about what is the meaning of life. It has been a question of debates, it has been a question of so many things. What is the meaning of life? What is the meaning of life? Another question is the sense of significance. The sense of significance. And this is really all about your ego. And I'm not talking about ego in necessarily the quote unquote, the bad side of it. Because, when we say that someone has an ego problem, we're saying that the person is either full of importance or he thinks that he's better than other people. I'm not really talking about that. But when we're talking about significance, it is because deep in your heart, you want to accomplish something important. And that is why when you are ignored by other people, you have a deep sense of hurt. You meet someone that you know and the person ignores you. You go to your job and Instead of being handed something important, they just overlook you. Maybe you're overlooked for promotions or something. You had a relationship and it went awry, and the person just, just kicks you out into the trash can. Doesn't care about what you feel or how you feel. You feel insignificant. It is a deep hurt because each of us has the sense of significance. We want to feel that we are valued. We want to feel that we're people of worth. We want to feel that we are here to accomplish something significant. It is a sense of significance. Those are the questions of the human heart. Now, there are much more to those questions, and we're going to explore them as we move along. But I just wanted to bring some of those questions to the fore because really, it's all about discovering the key that unlocks everything that we're meant to be. And what we're talking about becoming, we're talking about becoming ourselves, because when we really become ourselves, that opens the door to all the rest, right? Because we don't really need to envy other people. We don't really need to admire other people. We don't really need to feel that we're in so and so person's shoes. We only feel that way because we haven't become the person we were created to be. Once you become that, everything else unlocks. You have to become all you were meant to be. All you were meant to be. Now, before even going any further, perhaps it's just as well that I introduce myself, and I should have introduced myself at the beginning, really. But I just got so excited with the new series, and we're starting for the new series, etc. So forgive me, please. My name is William Awana. Yeah, Awana. When I was in school, back in high school, I used to get teased a lot, over that name because they'd be like, "Yeah, what's your name?" And I'm like, this is my name. Oh, what's your surname? Awana. Awana. You want to do what, dude? You can imagine the jokes and the stories. Awana. Well, it's all good. It's all good. I grew over it. But that's the name, William Awana. And who is William? Well, essentially, in my profession, my career, I'm a banking professional. I've been in banking for about 2 decades. That's quite a while. I've been in banking for 2 decades. I've done a number of things in banking. I've done corporate finance, performance management, banking operations, corporate and investment banking, etc. Right. So I have been in banking for quite a while. And that has exposed me to a number of things, especially in finance and leadership, management and communication, which sort of has built um, into me certain skills that I've leveraged, right? But by far, the most important thing to me is that I discovered something about myself. And what is that thing? I discovered that I have a gift. And when I discovered that thing, it transformed my thinking. And this is really what this is all about, the Becoming series, right? Because it's all about discovering that thing that makes you you. Well, here to discover that thing that gives life to you. Because most of us, really and truly, if you're honest with yourselves, most of us, or if we're honest with ourselves, most of us are really not living. We're simply existing. We get up in the morning, we go to work, we eat, we do whatever job has been assigned to us, and then we come home at the end of the day, and then we eat again and watch TV or whatever it is, and then we sleep. The next morning, the cycle continues again. And it goes on and on and on and on and on and on. And by the end of 30 years, it's like for the last 30 years, I've just gone to work and now I'm retired and now it's time to what? It's time to die. I haven't done anything with my life. We've just been existing. We haven't been living. What makes the difference is when you discover yourself. Because when you discover yourself, that opens the door to the most exciting life you could have. And that's why we're here. We're here to introduce you to the most exciting person in the world, yourself. Yeah, yourself. Become the most exciting version of yourself, the person that people look up to, the person that is able to open doors, the person whose name is mentioned and things happen. That is the person you were created to be. And you have to become that person. But before you can become that person, you have to go through a process. And that is what the Becoming series is all about. We're here to expose the processes, the truths, and the principles that will help you become that person. We're in for a very exciting ride. It's going to be hot, it's going to be deep. We're going to explore subjects, we're going to explore principles, we're going to explore and explore and explore. We're going to delve deep down into ourselves and come up and come out with a unique person that we were meant to be. Become yourself. I'm gonna see you next time. Take care now.